Hello. Do you like jewelry and jade and rocks? Are you rockhound? Good, because I like to make jewelry out of jade and rocks. Let me show you what I got. And I'm going to need input on what I'm going to be able to do next. So we got the sun out. It might not be in the best position, but we got the sun out. And we have some things like, well, for one, these were the ones I was showing you. This is a teardrop shape made out of serpentine. This was made for my son. I actually made that bead also out of serpentine, but this is made out of jade. This is nephrite jade. It's tactile on this side, and it's like a worry stone on this side, so you can hold it and rub. You can rub his thumb on there. This was, I've been wearing this one. I made this out of Siberian jade. I've got a bunch of other, rocks and stuff like that. This stuff's great. I'm going to make something out of this. This is called Siberian Charoite, and it's actually really nice. It's about as hard as jade, but I haven't made anything out of this yet. So these are things that I haven't finished. I finished more than just these things, but here I'm working on a disc for a yin and yang. I'm going to have one be solidly or shiny polished and the other one dug out. This one here, I'll probably turn this into a what's called a koru. Let's see, you can kind of see. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, so this one will be, they're all, the jade is actually really translucent. This here is Siberian jade. It's like a celadon color, but it's very translucent. It's really nice. The serpentine is not. There are a couple of places that have some translucency, but mostly not. Out of the serpentine, I also made this. This is called a matau. I haven't strung it up yet. I'll string it up and show you what it looks like after that. But it's pretty small, so I'm going to have some issues trying to do that. I made these earrings that I haven't punched holes in yet. But this is also out of the serpentine, and this is actually really beautiful patterns. And these are really, really nice. I did these all by hand. I don't eye anything. This here I had gotten, I had purchased it. This is a nice Baroque pearl. This is an agate. This is brown jade or orange jade. This is also the same, comes from the same stone that I got this from. And that Siberian jade, I decided I'd make that, and I haven't polished it yet. This here is Himalayan. I believe this is the Himalayan jade, nephrite jade. This is also the Siberian nephrite jade. I haven't polished this one either, but I did take this off of the same block that I took this. And this is also another piece that I haven't finished. What I have a theme for, I've done some things, like this one here I have to wrap and polish. This is going to be a heitoki. It's a Polynesian design. Same with this one. And so I'm going to probably polish that up and wrap it, and you'll see what that looks like also. But most of the other stuff that I like to do is like a rough and a polished, like rough and refined. So I like to kind of mix them together. Like this part has that broken rough part, but then this will be all polished and refined and shiny. This here I've started, and this one here actually is a blue Guatemalan jade. This blue Guatemalan jade, let me show you here. I have to wet it down a little bit, and it'll kind of show its color a little bit better. But it has a great translucency also, but it is a blue, kind of a slate bluish color. When it polishes up, it'll be more like this part that's polished here. But this is also rough and refined. Part of what I like to make it look like. There's a very nice part and a very rough part also. This will be rough on the edges. This is also a Guatemalan jade, but it's more of a it's called Princessa, blue-green Princessa, and it's actually very translucent, almost like water. Why is my lens really not focusing? Let me see if I can fix that. That worked. Did that work? Yeah, a bit better. But it's very translucent. This one also is the same type of thing. I haven't even punched holes in these ones yet. This here is a beautiful blue-green Princessa, and it'll shine up nice. It has a great, see, it dries out pretty quick. Once I have that polish on it, it'll be nice and shiny. But it has a broken part at the end, and then the profile, I can't, it's not focusing there. There it goes. It's rounded and then rounded. This here will look pretty nice. This is a Olmec blue, but you can't see it until it's polished up. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to show everybody as I'm polishing them up, as I'm fixing them up, punching holes in them and working on them. So everybody will get to see all of these things that I'm doing. This one's a nice piece. This one's like a icy blue with snowflakes in it. I have other pieces that I need to cut off of. These are all blue Guatemalan jade from Guatemala. This is jadeite jade. This stuff is nephrite jade. These green ones here, and this here is nephrite jade. This is serpentine. These are jadeite jade. These are actually, by a gram, are worth much more than the nephrite and are much more jewelry quality once they're polished up. This here are blocks that I'm going to probably sell on Etsy. I'll probably shine up the edge, you know, the one face of them or something. These are a bunch of chips. This here is one that I'm going to, let's see here. I've mapped out the, okay, so I've mapped out, let's see here. See, this one here is, I've mapped out the cracks. I'm probably going to punch holes in it and make rings out of this. This here I'll probably make pendants out of. I'll cut little pieces off and do little things here and there. This one here I might do rings also. And I'll just punch little holes and I'll make rings out of them. So I have those things. I also have a load of turquoise cabochons in here, and I think I'll hold off on showing you guys that until later. These pieces of serpentine right here, they come off a block here. Let me show you. They come off of blocks like, I used to have huge blocks like this of serpentine, big blocks, and I had bigger blocks. They were much bigger. These are cut from the bigger blocks, but this is the jewelry, or this is where I make that jewelry from. I have a lot of stuff. This is from the polka dot mine. I have a bunch of thunder eggs, huge pieces of obsidian. These are porphyry. These are Chinese writing stones. Huge pieces of quartz, jaspers, and geodes. A whole bunch of different stuff. I could make some jewelry out of this one. That one's pretty. Yeah, I got loads of stuff. Buckets of this stuff. Huge amounts of... I really like this pattern. It's beautiful. There's like everything in here. This is one huge agate right here. I've cut this. I was going to probably make some leaves out of it, but light goes right through it. Well, there's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to post a bunch of these on Etsy too, but I don't know. I was going to carve a bunch of stuff from some of this stuff, so I don't know. We'll see. But I'll get back to this stuff later, and I'll actually make some videos where I pull some of these out. We'll see what they are, and if I can make anything out of them or what. So maybe I'll do some cracking of these, and we'll see what these look like inside, or I'll cut them open. Like I've cut some pieces off of this. This is what it looks like inside of this. You know, I have a bunch of stuff, but yeah, this is what those things look like over here, right here. So they shine up real nice, they look beautiful, and they're pretty hard, so they last. Let's see here, I'm going to soak this here real quick so that I can show you what some of these look like. I have some of these agates here. You know, some of the patterns and stuff that are in these are beautiful when they're, you know, when you can see. You take the water and it kind of shows you what it looks like when it's been polished, and you can see better colors in it. Like this one here, you can tell it's kind of orange and the sun shines through it, but you can't really tell what the patterns are until you get some good water on there. And that means I could probably just take, you know, some diamond polishers and polish them up, you know. Same with like this here. I could probably take a bunch of slices off of these and turn them into, see, there's blue, and then there's crystals and stuff like that throughout it. You know, you could probably cut a bunch of these up into coasters or something and sell those on Etsy even. But see the patterns that come out? It's beautiful when they're wet and polished. Colors. This one too. Let's try this one. Sorry if it's all shaky. I really am technologically illiterate, and I do not have any mounts for my camera at the moment. So, but either way, I forgot what's in here. Oh, this is a bunch of extra stuff that I've abandoned. There's a nice piece right there made out of nephrite. This is all a bunch of nephrite stuff in here. I cut this one. I actually made this, and it was beautiful, but then it broke. This is what it looked like. It was starting to turn out really nice, and then I was polishing it, and then it just snapped right there. I've got to make it thicker this way if I'm going to do that. So, anyway, I'm going to have to come back, and you know what I really need? I need people to subscribe. I need people to follow, so that when I actually make more of these videos showing you what kind of rocks I have and what I'm doing with them, then you'll actually get some kind of notification. You know what I mean? Like and follow, because, you know, or like and subscribe, because, you know, I don't really have anybody looking at my stuff, but I do have some projects that you can watch as an amateur goes through and kind of makes his own stuff. So makes jewelry, makes things out of rocks. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video I make. I'll be showing you different stuff that I'm going to be doing, probably polishing, probably punching holes in this and stuff like that. And you'll see the progress as this goes.